ELECSS7 Lesson Week 6 is all about terminating and connecting electrical wiring and electronic circuit. To work with electronic and electrical circuits, a beginner needs to gain special hand tools and equipment. In this lesson, you will be able to plan and prepare for termination, connection of electrical wiring, electronic circuits, terminate and connect electrical wiring, electronic circuits, test termination, connection of electrical wiring, electronic circuits. These are the hand tools and equipment in preparing one or more specific job in joining, replacing, obtaining, and troubleshooting of electronic circuits. Basic electronic hand tools and equipment. Long nose pliers is used for holding, bending, and stretching the lead of electronic component or connecting wire. Side cutter plier is used for cutting or trimming of connecting wires or terminal leads in the circuit board. Flat screwdriver is used to drive or fasten negative slotted. Phillips screwdriver is used to drive or fasten positive slotted screws. Soldering iron is used to join two or more metal conductors with the support of soldering lead melted around it. Desoldering tool or desoldering pump is used to unsoldered unwanted parts or component in the circuit with the support of soldering iron. Multi-volt power supply is used to supply the desired current volts in the circuit. Multi-tester is used for measuring resistance, voltage, and current. Portable electric hand drill is used for boring hole in the plastic chassis or metal chassis. Soldering is the process of joining two or more electronic parts together by melting solder around the connection. Solder is a metal alloy, and when it cools, it creates a strong electrical bond between the parts. Even though soldering can create a permanent connection, it can also be reversed using a desoldering tool. Soldering safety soldering irons can reach temperatures of 800 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's very important to know where your iron is at all times. We always recommend you to use a soldering iron stand to help prevent accidental burns or damages. Choose a well-ventilated area or use a fume extractor to protect your eyes and lungs from harmful solder smoke. Step on how to solder. Number 1, mount the component. Begin by inserting the leads of the lead into the hole of the circuit board. Flip the board over the bend the leads outward at a 45-degree angle. This will help the component make a better connection with the copper pad and prevent it from falling out while soldering. Step 2. Heat the joint. Turn your soldering iron on, and if it has an adjustable heat control, set it at 400 degrees centigrade. At this point, touch the tip of the iron to the copper pad and the resistor lead at the same time. You need to hold the soldering iron in place for 3 to 4 seconds in order to heat the pad and the lead. Step 3. Apply solder to joint. Continue holding the soldering iron on the copper pad and the lead and touch your solder to the joint. Step 4. Snip the leads. Remove the soldering iron and let the solder cool down. Naturally, don't blow on the solder as this will cause a bad joint. Once cool, you will snip the extra wire from leads. A proper solder joint is smooth, shiny, and looks like a volcano or cone shape. You want just enough solder to cover the entire joint, but not too much so it becomes a ball or spills to a nearby lead or joint. The good about solder is the fact that it can remove easily in a technique known as desoldering. Desoldering. Step 1. Place a piece of the desoldering braid on top of the joint or solder you want to remove. Step 2. Heat your soldering iron and touch the tip of the top of the braid. This will heat the solder below, which will then be absorbed into the desoldering braid. You can now remove the braid to see if the solder has been extracted and removed. Be careful in touching the braid when you are heating it because it will get hot. Typical electrical cable jointing methods. We have Western Union short tie. This is used when the connection must be strong, enough to support long lengths of heavy wire. In the past, this splice was used to repair telegraph wires. If the splice is to be taped, care should be taken to eliminate any sharp edges from the wire ends. Rat tail joint. It is also known as twisted splice or the pigtail splice, a very basic electrical splice that can be done with both solid and stranded wire. This is made by making two or more bare wires and wrapping them together symmetrically around the common axis or both wires. Knotted top joint. It is used for branch joints to connect a branch wire to a continuous wire. Remove about 1 inch of insulation from the main wire and about 3 inches from the branch wire. Fixture joint. It is an electronic connection between two conductors formed by crossing their bare hands, wrapping one end around the other, and then folding them over. This is a type of branch joint connecting a small diameter wire to the large diameter conductor, such as those used in lighting fixtures. Now let's discuss the wire connection. So we have the component is a wire. The circuit symbol, look at the circuit symbol, it's a straight line. The function, to pass current very easily from one part of a circuit to another. Wire joint. A blob should be drawn where wires are connected or joined, but it is sometimes omitted. Wires connected at crossroads should be staggered slightly to form two T-junction. Wire knot joint. In complex diagram, it is often necessary to draw wires crossing even though they are not connected. The next component is the switch on and off. Single pole, single throw. An on-off switch allows current to flow only when it is in the closed position. Two-way switch. single pole double throw. A two-way changeover switch directs the flow of current to one or two routes according to its position. Some SPDT or single two double way switch have central off position and are described as on-off-on. Dual on-off switch, double pole single throw. A dual on-off switch, which is often used to switch mains electricity because it can isolate both the live and neutral connections. Cell supplies electrical energy. The larger terminal on the left is positive. A single cell is often called a battery, but strictly a battery is two or more cells joined together. DC supply supplies electrical energy. The DC or direct current always flowing in one direction. Always remember when you are talking of DC, you're talking of battery. AC supply supplies electrical energy. AC is an alternating current, continually changing direction. So when you talk about AC or alternating current, these are the power comes from Meralco. Battery supplies electrical energy. A battery is more than one cell. The larger terminal on the left is positive. Fuse, a safety device which will blow or melt in the current flow through it exceed a specified value. Transformer. The transformers are used to step up or increase and step down or decrease the AC voltages. Energy is transmitted between the coils by the magnetic field in the core. There is no electrical connection between the coils. Ground, a connection to earth. For many electronic circuits, this is the O or 0 volt of the power supply. But for main electricity and some radio circuits, it really means the earth. It is also known as ground. Next component is a lamp light, a transducer which converts electrical energy to light. This symbol is used for a lamp providing illumination, for example, a car headlamp or torch bulb. Heater, a transducer which converts electrical energy to heat. Motor, a transducer which converts electrical energy to kinetic energy or motion. Belt, a transducer which converts electrical energy to sound. Inductor, a coil of wire which creates a magnetic field. When current passes through it, it can be used as transducer, converting electrical energy to mechanical energy by pulling on something.
Morning once again. So today we are going to measure the voltage of this battery. So we have ever ready gold. So as I said, we have positive side and at the bottom negative. So makikita nyo yung symbol, all batteries as the symbol has a positive and negative. So gamit ang ating multi-tester, i-turn on na natin. And then, as you turn on, makikita nyo na nakalagay na siya sa, nakaset na siya sa DC or direct current. Uulitin ko, pag DC, ibig sabihin nun, ang ating susukatin ay yung mga direct current like batteries of battery of a car o kaya ay LED battery or yung itong ganitong battery, lithium battery. Okay, basta battery. So, to do that, nasa DC na siya and nakaset na rin siya as yung V, yung voltmeter. So, naka-plug na rin tayo sa positive and negative. So, eto na. Yung ating positive, syempre, ulitin ko, dun lang sa positive. And then, yung negative, sa negative. So, alam na natin na ito ay positive. Okay. So, dun sa dulo, hirapan ako back. So, ayan na. Nahihirapan ako sa camera kanina kasi ako rin yung camera woman. So, yung negative nasa bottom at saka yung positive naman nasa topmost ng isang AA battery. So, ang size nito, ang kanyang voltmeter ay 1.6. Yan ang voltahe ng battery nito. In short, kaya niya lang patakbuhin ang isang LED light na merong volt na 1.
For your learning task 1, state whether the following is an equipment or a hand tool. I will give you a minute to think of your answers, and your timer starts now. For number 1, the soldering is a hand tool. Soldering iron is a hand tool again. Remember, the soldering and soldering are classified as hand tool, though they uses electrical current. They are still classified as hand tool because they have only one mechanism. Meaning, isa lang yung kanyang function. They do not have other function other than soldering and desoldering. Number 3, multi-volts power supply is an equipment. Long nose pliers is a hand tool. Portable electric hand drill is equipment. Okay, bakit naman hand drill? Hand drill nga, tapos tool, equipment. Because electric hand drill has more than one mechanism. It's not only for drilling. There's so many purpose of a hand drill. Next, we have Phillips screwdriver, hand tool. Flat screwdriver, hand tool again. Multi-tester, we have equipment. side cutter pliers, hand tool, and then electric hand drill equipment. Did you get it all correct? If yes, congratulations. You are now ready to perform your task for the final and last performance task in TLE. May God bless you all.